Hello guys, I'm Advocate Sanjay Arya from the LEXIS company. Today I'm discuss about the about the transfer petition essential pointed to note it जब आप ड्राफ्टिंग करते हैं. So first I will be the introduce the transfer petition. The judicially hold a respectable position in this mind of the people seeking a justice, who feel with almost faith and respect come before the judiciary to get the justice that is fair and without any discrimination. In return, the judiciary has to maintain high standard while providing justice to the people coming before it. Both the sides must be heard, and this shall be no obstacles will the providing justice. So in order to avoid the hindrance of any kinds and the insurance full satisfaction to these parties seeking a justice to the provision to transfer a petition has been made available. The meaning of transfer petition. Transfer petition is a petition filed before the court for the purpose of the transferring their case from one court to another court. The party who intend to get his or her case transfer must be filed transfer petition to the court, and the court decided whether or not the case in a transfer based on the relevant ground when the transfer petition filed. The first and foremost objection of every procedural law is to provide a justice. It is a fair and unbiased in India. Both the Code of Civil Procedure 1908 and the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 containing this provision to transfer of case section 22 to 25 of the Code of Civil Procedure containing a law regarding to transfer and a withdrawal of suits, appeals and other proceeding from one court to another. Under section 406 to the 408 of the Code of Civil Procedure containing the law regarding a transfer of case and appeals, transfer petition when filed under the Code of Civil Procedure, when there is an inconvenience on the part of the plaintiff, generally the plaintiff has a right to choose his or her own forum where a suit can be filed in a more than the one court. The right of plaintiff cannot be curtailed and interfere, but this right can be controlling by the superior court. In the case of Jagat Guru Sri Sankacharya versus Ramji Tripathi, it was absorbed by the Madhya Pradesh High Court. The plaintiff has a arbitrary litigation has a right to choose his own forum. That the right should be interfered with the exception on the very strong ground. There it is of most important that the plaintiff chooses his own forum. According to his convenience, court may be transfer any suit keeping in view relevant consider. After the transfer petition is presented before the court by the plaintiff, the court will allow the transfer as per the convenience of the plaintiff. If a ground specified by the plaintiff or the such transfer appeal to the court to be extremely important for the fair and partial trial, when there is inconvenience of part of the defendant according to section 22 of Code of Civil Procedure, the defendant can also make an application for the transfer to suit where a suit may be instituted in more than the one court. The defendant may, after giving a notice to other party at the early opportunity possible, apply in all cases where issue are settled at before the settlement of issue for the suit to be transferred to another court. The court where such application is made by defendant shall, after considering objection if made by the other party and parties, determine in which court the suit shall be proceed. When there is reasonable apprehension in the mind of the litigant that he she might not get the justice in that particular where the suit is pending. Like it is a permanent important that the party before the court seeking a justice just get a satisfactory judgment, and also is important for the litigant to show a appropriate ground which from a strong basis for the transfer of case, if and only if a ground specified by the litigant as to why there is a upper hand in his or her mind is reasonable and sound, then only the court shall prove the transfer petition so filed. When and where transfer would avoid unnecessary expenses and delay. The very important. The transfer petition filed by the party can also specify the ground that a such transfer would lead to avoidance of unnecessary expenses and delay to the party involved. This generally happen in the case where a matrimonial matters are involved. In divorce cases where the wife leave her husband house and started residing in her parental houses in the different place, city, state, and the wife is unable to travel all the alone, or she cannot leave her child alone, where she lack money for the suit, can apply for the transfer petition on such ground for the speedily trial in less expenses when important question of law are involved and considerable section of the public in interesting in litigations. There are the several cases where some important question of a law are involved, and in such cases the litigant can file a transfer petition specify such question, highlighting there as important as a ground for the transfer to other court. Also, there are certain cases where not only two or three party are involved, but other considerable section of the public interested in litigation. In such case, the court can be taken into account the necessity of case to be transferred to the another court. I hope guys maybe you like it, and we come with a new sections and new videos which are defined and mostly new things. And thank you so much guys.